Let's talk about Italy because I said this a few weeks ago, and I'm going to say it again. And I think it hits a little different now that they're European champions. But if there's ever an example of changing your football identity, changing your football philosophy, and doing it successfully, it's Italy. It is Italy. I talked about how they appointed Roberto Mancini. You can go back to the archives and you can listen to that. They did it so incredibly well that they went from not qualifying to Russia 2018 in November 2017 to winning the European Championship in July 2021. That is a very quick turnaround. And they did it so incredibly well. They were the most fun team to watch throughout the entire tournament. I'll be honest, I really didn't know much about the Italian team because I hadn't watched them much before this tournament. I just knew that Roberto Mancini was the manager, and I was hearing that they were playing differently. So I'm like, okay, let's keep an eye out for them. And sure enough, I watched them against Turkey. They beat the crap out of Turkey. I watched them against Switzerland. They beat them bad. And they keep on doing that. And they showed different ways of winning. But one way that they didn't show was their old way. They always attacked on the front foot, taking the initiative. Completely opposite of what Italian football was before. Completely opposite of the catenaccio that people so rightfully identified Italy with. Not so much anymore. But this Italian team changed their identity and they became European champions. And that is not a coincidence.
Yeah, it's very impressive what Mancini has been able to do with the Italian national team. I'm trying to make sure that I'm reading this right, but I think he's undefeated as Italian national team coach.
He probably is, because he's been in charge for like 3 years.
Yeah, they were on an undefeated run before the tournament, and I don't think they lost the whole tournament.
No.
So yeah, I think he's still undefeated, which is insane. Like the guy just and you said if you ever want to see a team that has changed their style, Gareth Southgate. If you ever want to see a team change their style and do it successfully, look at Italy. You can do it if you just have the right guys, the right mentality to do it. So yeah, they were so impressive. They have such a quality 11, and then they have quality off the bench as well. We saw Verratti come off the bench after a few games, and then once he moved into the starting lineup, you just moved Manuel Locatelli, who was essentially making a case to be the player of the tournament, go to the bench. Like, man, they're just a wealth of riches, and they have it all over the team. Immobile, you could say, yeah, he doesn't suit the team correctly. No. His only time that he was at a truly big club was with Borussia Dortmund, and he bottomed out. But everywhere else, he can't stop scoring. That guy's always. I never figured him out. Also, I don't know what he does well, but yeah. Other than him, if they put in Andrea Bellotti or any of the other strikers, or if they put in Berardi, like you said, they just look so good. Anytime they have the ball, they look like they're very creative, which is different for an Italy team. Like we're used to them being defensive stalwarts, but they still are. So yeah, they were really the pleasure of the tournament, I would say.
Absolutely, they were definitely the pleasure, and I wouldn't say surprise, but they were definitely a joy to watch. You were mentioning Roberto Mancini's record with the Italian national team. He's not undefeated, but he's only lost 2 games in 39. Wow. So almost 40 games, he's only lost 2, and he's won 28. So there's that. There's that with a goal difference of plus 74. 92 goals scored, 18 conceded. That's scary. That is incredibly scary. That if you want to see a well-balanced team, a team that does everything good, Italy is the team to watch. And you can argue that they've done it without a huge superstar, because Marco Verratti, yeah, he's a very good player, but he's not a superstar despite playing for PSG. You can look at anyone, even I don't want to spoil it much, but even like Leonardo Spinazzola, to me, one of the best players in this tournament. He's not a superstar. Donnarumma, he might be a superstar at some point, because Italy has this strange affection for goalies. But he's not a superstar right now. Or before the tournament, he wasn't. They've done it without a superstar. They've done it without a striker. And here they are. They are European champions, and the best part about it is that they are the deserving European champions. From start to finish, best team in the tournament. And if you want to argue other teams, maybe, but Italy has the title that says that they're the best team in the tournament.
Let me ask you, would you say that they're a favorite for the World Cup next year?
They are they're the favorite. I was going to say like they're up there. They're the favorite. Yes, they are.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's hard to argue against them. You might put England in there just because they made it this far and there's still hope because they're so talented. But Italy, here, let me just say this. There's one thing that does concern me about Italy. And you guys might, as soon as I say it, you might be like, why does it concern you? Or not. You might know exactly what I'm thinking. Something that really concerns me about this Italian team is that partnership between Chiellini and Bonucci. They are incredible. They are very good. They are, Jose Mourinho said it a few years ago, that they should teach a class in college about defending because they're that good. But they're not the youngest players. And I don't know much about Italian football. I'll try my hardest to learn more for this season coming up. But I can't think of any replacements for them. But to be fair, it's hard to replace guys that are generational talents, guys that are guys that are all-timers. It's hard to replace them. I don't know. Chris, you might know about a defender that I don't know about. Someone listening might know about an Italian defender that I don't know about, but that's something that does concern me a little bit, especially with the World Cup being over a year from now.
That's fair. If they have a flaw, that's definitely a fair flaw to point out. Like, they're not going to get any younger, but to their defense, it doesn't seem like age has really affected them. Chiellini tore his ACL a year ago, or a year and a half ago, and came back and won the Euro. So I'm scared to doubt them. I'm just scared to doubt them. But Italy does have some nice players coming through. I don't think anyone on the level of a Chiellini or Bonucci, but they definitely have some defenders on the pipeline. So I'd be scared to doubt them. I think the only one who could really say has an equal chance, or if not more, would be the defending champs, France, because they'll be with Benzema and Mbappe again, and it'll be tough to with more chemistry due to the qualifiers. So they're always scary, and of course the South American teams, Brazil and Argentina, they have so much talent. But it'd be tough to knock Italy off. I think they're my favorite for sure.